Hey guys, it's Kelly Ann and welcome to another video. It is the second to last video for 2021, which is crazy. It is December 30th and we're going to talk about some things that I have kitted up as well as some patterns in my bins that I aspire to start at some point this year and or possibly, some of them I'll be able to start and finish them. Some, who knows how long they'll then be on my whip list. But yeah, let's just get started. With that being said, I do have a lot of things kitted and some of it may or may not get started. It's just things that I have kitted. And then I'm just going to kind of peruse my patterns and kind of put to the front the ones that are calling out to me. I will tell you though, this is going to be my new year, new start, and it's And They Send by Exemplar Dames Needlework, or Exemplar Dames Designs Co. There we go. Such a bad photo, but I will say there is like 100 rows of alphabet that I'm not going to be doing. So I'm going to be making it a little bit shorter. I am doing it on a 32 count, but it says that the 32 count is 10 3/4 by 50 3/4. So that's going to shrink by a little bit, but not a whole lot. But anyways, and I did pull the colors that I currently have available that isn't kitted in other things or in whips. And I don't really like a whole lot of them, not gonna lie. So I think for a lot of it, I might be picking out my colors on a whim and just really overly customizing it. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So a pattern that I have that I really like, but it probably won't get started is this one. Probably not gonna get started, but oh, it is cute. Let's see, what's one that reaches out to me? This is another one that I would love to get started, especially since I'll have a fair amount of a yard of fabric left from starting And They Send. And I know that you can see part of the pattern, but I can't really hide it. That's just kind of how it is. But it's from Silver Creek Samplers, and this is, what is the official name? Holy Moses. And it's the story of Moses, the 10 Commandments, and it's really cool. So the only thing that bothers me is that the part of him being a baby in the basket is at the bottom. It doesn't make any sense to me. So might do a little bit of rearranging of the top little sections, but other than that, that is one that I really want to get started. I would love to start the Red Deer sampler, but I need a big enough piece of fabric. So that would be requiring me to invest in that, which I just haven't done. That one is already a whip. So something that I would love to get started, and some of them I'm skipping because they're already whips. Like I keep some of my original copies put away so that way they don't get damaged by cats, especially if I'm not changing a whole lot or changing a lot of colors. I try not to keep them in, so they prevent them from getting damaged. Something that I would love to start is the Prairie Schooler ABCs. The only thing is I haven't decided how I want to do them. A lot of people do them all on one big piece, and I just don't have room for that, like once it's done. But I've also seen people do them in chunks of like 3s. Or depending on how big they would be, depending on my size of fabric, it might be worth making them individually. Maybe. I don't know. On 32 count, they're 6 1/4 by 4 3/8. Is that too big for a pillow? Who knows? Anyways, that is something that I would love to start. my original for Lady of the Flag. So some of that stuff is just in here. Those are like my larger scale print size patterns. So really want to start 4 larger things. This is not including any PDFs. But honestly, right now, I don't even know. Let's see. In the small bin, again, some of these are just going to be chilling in here, not with the whip or anything. Let's see. Something that calls out to me. Oh, here's my original for Melancholy. So whenever you see my whip parade, that's that one. I didn't print out the cover. Let's see. Ooh, I would love to start Mary Lindley from the Scarlet House. It would also be my first Scarlet House, but how weird and cute is that bird? I would love to start that. I would love to do Party Tarts from Plum Street. I would love to do those sometime this year. I would even love to restart Christmas Cottage from Brenninger Bay. I would love to restart that. There's something about it that I just didn't love. I think it was the fabric that I picked. Whatever. This one would be really fun to start as well. This is also the Scarlet House, and it's We Are the Sampler Makers. I think that one would be really cool to start this next year. So we will see. I mean, honestly, all this stuff, ooh, I want to start this. And I believe Elizabeth and I are going to start this. Also, well, that'll be just a surprise. But yeah, this is Always Remembered, or Remember from Plum Street. Who finished this one recently? Oh, and it was so it was stunning. Kindred Stitcher on Instagram. You should check her out. She finished it rather quickly. Like, she started like as soon as it came out and then finished it, and it is gorgeous. So these are ones that I want to start this year, but I don't have kitted. So not too bad. Not too bad. I'm going to set them upright so that way I remember things. So some of the stuff that I have currently kitted is Silver Creek Samplers Hissed Off. It's the companion to Pardon Me. Anyways, play on words. This one is also kitted. This is Fairy Wool in the Wood Nativity. I got this one at market this year. Would love to start that one, and it's kitted up. These are all ones that like I wanted to start more recently whenever I had all kinds of plans for December, and then I mostly quilted. So there's that. I would love to start this one. This is Redbird Designs Blue Bonnet Country. I love that. Like, I want to make that for like 1 or 2 people actually. I love it that much. I would stitch it twice. I have Cold Noses kitted. Heather, we're ready to go whenever you are. Just let me know. I also have kitted so much in this little guy. And this has all been kitted for, well, some of it's been kitted for a while. So I've been wanting to do my copy of the Flamingo Christmas from Hands On Design, but I have it in the same bin as the Coastal Holiday. I got that one recently, whenever it came out. So I want to do all of those in similar colors and on the same fabric and stuff like that. So that's one that I had recently kitted. And then I also recently re-kitted up the Noah's Ark Christmas. However, I also found that I had the Noah's Ark Christmas kitted in my kit bin too. With the, with my working copies from whenever I had tried starting it originally and didn't like the fabric. Well, I liked the fabric. I didn't like the colors that I picked, but then I ended up not liking the fabric either. And I hadn't picked the colors, but this time I picked out colors and new fabric. And because I could not find my working copies, I put the actual charts in with it. So I kitted this one up twice. I've started it before, kitted up now, I guess for the third time. Let's see, what all is, some of this stuff isn't necessarily kitted. This is a kit. I just put this one in there the other day. This is Founding Promises from Silver Creek Samplers, and it is ready to go for whenever I want to start that one. This one has been kitted up for years. I got this from the Snowflower Diaries Etsy years ago, and it's called Pumpkin Time. And I've had this kitted up, and I bought like the fancy floss for it and everything, and I just have never started it, but I bought that years ago. I also have kitted up, well, I have fabric picked out for Beautiful Things from Lindy Stitches. That's this one. I bought the PDF. I have this one kitted up. This is Little House Needleworks Giving Thanks. And I have all the called for colors because it came originally as a kit and it was apparently released in 2015. I don't have that. Oh, I have fabric. Oh, I do have this one kitted. So this is Quaker Gone Poe from Michelle Inc. And I had colors and fabric picked out for it. I think I did that maybe 2 years ago. Some of these have been kitted for a while. I honestly forget that I have stuff kitted. That's part of my problem. Ooh. That's not kitted. Oop. That's not a kit. Some of this stuff is just in here for safekeeping. Oh, okay. I think these are the last kitted things. God, so much though. This is so horrible. Why is there so much stuff? Okay. I kitted this up right after I got it too. This is Tea Girl from Nikki's Creations. And Heather, so this tag in here is actually wrong. Heather sent me some of the fabric to do this on because I didn't have any. And Heather sent some to me. So that way I could do it on the... I don't think it's exactly the called for fabric, but it's pretty dang close. This is a... Oh, I know this isn't going to happen. I didn't like how this one turned out in the long run. So this needs to be unkitted. So this was supposed to be, I think, is this the one that I'm thinking of? Yeah. This is supposed to be the Halloween Ouija board by Tiny Modernist, and I ended up not liking the pattern in like the end because I never got it started. So I ended up not liking the pattern. These are the colors that I had picked for it, and the fabric, it was a Fabrics by LJ, creamsicle. And yeah, I'm gonna unkit that because I have no desire to stitch it. Damn, I dropped a thread. It's okay. So now I have another piece of fabric to go back in stash. What is this one? Why do I feel like this is another Sal that I fell out of love with by the time it came out? I could be wrong. Ooh, okay. No, I am wrong. This is an Owl Forest. I can't show it to you because I didn't print out the cover, but I got the PDF version of it. How do I explain it if I can't show it? This is Owl Forest, I'm pretty sure. The PDF version of this, I think, was a freebie on their site. I don't know if it still is a freebie, but it wasn't a whole lot if it wasn't. But it's the one with the sun and the moon, and there's kind of like hills and flowers. They kind of look like pomegranates in my opinion, but also flowers. And then there's fish. It doesn't have a name on it, and I can't remember what the name is, but this is I believe it's Owl Forest. And I want to say the PDF used to be a freebie. If it's not very expensive. You can get the printout or the PDF version from their website. And I think they have an English version of their website. So it's not super crazy to navigate the Russian. But I did pick out colors and stuff for that. That one actually would be really fun to start. Oh, this one I did have threads picked out originally for this one, but I changed my mind. But this is the fabric that I want to use for it, but this is Silver Creek Samplers. It is well. Really, really like this one. This one came out in 2018. But the back says 2019, so she stitched it and the pattern says 2019. So she stitched hers in 2018, and this came out at Market in 2019. I really, really like this one. So it's not fully kitted, but it's partially kitted. This is one that I've had kitted for so long. It's another one that it's not going to happen. It's like trying to make fetch happen. It's a Doctor Who pillow sampler. I love this pattern. Again, I bought the PDF from Clouds Factory. I love this pattern, but I don't have the desire to stitch it anymore, and I never started it. So this is another one that I'm going to unkit. And if I ever randomly get the desired again, I can reprint it. But I had picked out some really cool colors for it. All Weeks Dye Works. So I was going to use Union Blue, Michael's Navy, and Independence. So I was making it like very blue heavy, which is called for anyways. But I was throwing in the red and white for number 11, his red bow tie, or his red fez. Anyways, these are like the last two kitted. These are kind of just things thrown in there. So this is one that I kitted that was gifted to me, and this is Cherished Stitches, Random Happiness. I don't know why. I just need to pull this one out and just stitch it and then pass it on again because it's just super cute. But it's Designs and Cross Stitch by Louise Henderson. It's just really sweet. It's very small. It's really sweet. It apparently came out in 2014. It was a kit, but they sent it to me because of all the cats. So just the pattern is left in here and some black thread. But I have this that I dyed, and I think it's I want to say it's a 16 count, and I had picked out that thread for it because it's all one color. So I just need to pull this one out actually and just do it because I think it would go pretty quick and would be a really cool small little finish, right? The last thing that I have, and I have all the threads for this one as well because it came as a kit. This is Little House Needleworks Home of a Needleworker Squared. I just also need to pull this one out. I've wanted to do this one for so long and I forgot about it. Like, I forget that I have things kitted up. So maybe that's something that I can do this year, is it start up at least one kitted thing a month. Because a lot of them are smaller. Not all of them, but a lot of them are smaller. So I think that's something that I just need to do. What do y'all think? Anyways, I wanted to make this like a much quicker, shorter video of what I have kitted. I didn't know that I was going to unkit some stuff. That's kind of fun. But what I have kitted, what's kind of more calling to me kit-wise than not. And just to remind myself that this stuff is here. I've pulled stuff for it, but also just to show you some of the other stuff that's in my collection that I'm into and that I'm not into anymore. And, yeah, it's more of a reminder. Seriously, Kelly, you kitted this twice. So clearly I have some stuff to organize with my kids. But for sure, you're going to see a couple of those come out closer to the beginning of the year than not. And hopefully throughout this year, whenever I'm really wanting to start something new, I'll pull one of these patterns that I put to the front of my bins, but also start some of this that is in the kit bin, like actually in the kit bin. Obviously I need to reorganize this because they were sitting in there like normal, so I need to reorganize that. But I hope that you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you saw anything that you liked or that you've stitched any words of wisdom for any of it. But let me know if you're going to stitch any of these. Maybe we can start them at the same time if you're going to. That would be so much fun, and possibly encouraging for me to start them and get them finished instead of start them and just let them continue adding on to my numbers. That's really fun. But yeah, that is it for this video. I will see y'all tomorrow for a regular Flossy Friday to let y'all know what I've been up to the last week. And then on January 1st, we're going to have a whip parade, and then it'll be back to normal schedule. And yeah, I hope that you're enjoying all the videos coming out by everyone. And just enjoying stitching and your holiday times. And I will talk to y'all very soon. Bye, guys.